Okay, I keep getting sidetracked here. Let me get back on track. I got all the parts cut. And how much material does it take? Well, what it takes is PC board ties. This is one full fret. It takes, to do 4 turnouts, it takes 2 of these plus a third one that when you cut it, this is when it's cut, they go like this and you cut them, they come apart. This is what is left. So it takes 2 full ones plus about a quarter of a half, or about a half of a half, so it's a quarter one. That's how much you need to do 2 full turnouts. How much rail did I use? I think I used, it's like 8 pieces, roughly 2 pieces of rail for each one. And I didn't actually, I may have used a little bit more than that, but I did not use any of the cutoff ends. Okay, these are all the cutoff ends, which I could have used for other parts, but I don't get rid of cutoff ends because when we bench lay, whatever crazy thing we're going to bench lay after this, we're going to use this. So I just use new rail to do this whole thing, just to make it easy. Now, next thing. So it's very important in Code 100, very important, that you get the piece to fit the jig just right. What I mean by that is Code 100 is a strong wire. So this piece here has got to go in here and it's got to have a curve to it. And it's very important that I make it so that the jig is not holding it into place, because then I solder it and then the solder's holding it. It's got to be curved before that. This wire is way too strong. And this spot right here that I marked in blue gets filed out so that the points go here. The points will fit in there. It's very important that it stays straight, that when it sits down, when it's sitting on something and it's curved, it stays that way. But this part here tends to like to lean in. We don't want that. That is very important to get that to stay straight up and down. Also, the point itself. It tends to curl around. We don't want that either. You want to keep that straight. One way I do that is I take a little ball peen and I put it on something firm, and all I gotta do is tap it a little bit. Okay, I'm not trying to bend it, or I don't want it to damage the rail, but I gotta have this thing straightened out. There's nothing more frustrating when you got this piece leaning in and this one not straight. No matter what you try, once it's over, you will have to rebuild it to get it to work. It'll just get worse and worse and worse. So we want to make sure we do that right the first time. Now, so I have a friend who does this a lot, and he uses sanding block. And I was thinking about it because I've been using sanding sponges. But it did make me think of something, and then I had to go and build a special sanding block here. Okay. I want to be able to quickly, and you can't do this on the sponge. Even though I've already cleaned these, what if I forgot something? I want to be able to just wipe it across a little tabletop here that I can clamp to the workbench. So I just stapled on some sandpaper on here so that just in case I can go ahead and I can wipe that. Or if there's a little piece of rail that's fuzzy, I can wipe the rail on here versus wiping the sponge on the rail. I can wipe the rail on a little tabletop when I'm doing this and get ready to solder. But that's where we're at. All the parts are made. I'm going to go ahead and file those out. And I think we're going to lay in the ties and we're going to start doing some soldering.